The size of the VAT compliance gap tells us a lot about the health of a tax administration. The smaller the VAT gap, the healthier a tax administration probably is. The European Commission has published an updated study that looks at VAT compliance levels across its members. Let's take a quick look. The VAT compliance gap has been narrowing at an increasingly rapid pace. The VAT compliance gap decreased by 1% in 2020 and 4.3% in 2021. In 2021, the VAT compliance gap amounted to €61 billion, or in relative terms, 5.3% of the VAT total tax liability, which captures the tax revenue that would be collected in the case of full compliance. The compliance gap increased in only 2 EU27 member states, Denmark and Sweden. In 16 other member states, VAT compliance improved by a staggering 3% year-on-year change. So which countries saw the largest decreases in their VAT compliance gap? Italy, Cyprus, Poland, Belgium, and Ireland take the cake. This likely relates to post-COVID support measures contingent on paying taxes, which also reduced the number of bankruptcies. The smallest VAT compliance gaps were observed in the Netherlands, which has a negative VAT gap, Finland with a 0.4% VAT gap, Spain with a 0.8% gap, and Estonia with a 1.4% VAT gap. And then there are countries like Romania, which has a 36% VAT compliance gap. Other poor-performing countries include Malta, Greece, and Lithuania, which sit on the opposite side of the ranking, with the largest VAT compliance gaps. In nominal terms, the largest gaps were estimated for Italy, France, and Romania, with its 36% gap. The median VAT compliance gap for the EU27 is now an estimated 4.9%, indicating a convergence in VAT compliance among member states. The change in the VAT compliance gap between 2019 and 2021 was driven primarily by shifts in VAT revenue. 2 member states, Germany and Italy, contributed to over 50% of the decline of the EU-wide compliance gap during this period. Since 2013, when the EU-wide VAT compliance gap reached its highest level, VAT compliance gaps have decreased in nearly all member states. Latvia, Hungary, Poland, and Slovakia recorded exceptionally large improvements in VAT compliance, with VAT gaps falling by over 15 percentage points between 2013 and 2021. In addition to the geographical pattern, the increase in taxpayer compliance in Latvia, Hungary, Poland, and Slovakia was in line with the intensity of the tax administration reforms and the variety of measures introduced. The increase in compliance was also correlated with positive economic tailwinds. The VAT compliance gap has been narrowing across the EU, with different member states showing varying levels of progress. It is important to monitor the VAT gap. It is a proxy of the performance of national tax administrations in their VAT collection. Lost VAT revenues have an extremely negative impact on government spending in public goods and services. The missing VAT could also prove beneficial as member states strive to reduce debt-to-GDP ratios in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic or raise their climate financing ambitions. Estimates of the scale of the VAT gap can help to develop well-targeted measures and monitor their effectiveness. However, there's still a long way to go, and the journey towards full VAT compliance continues. There have been a few skeptics who question the EU's most recent findings, in particular in respect of the significant improvements reportedly achieved by some countries. In fact, the EU itself notes that these estimates have some uncertainty due to the suspected, somewhat inconsistent treatment of deferrals and the lower quality of national statistics owing to the turbulent economic conditions in these years. Do you think VAT compliance has genuinely improved to the extent that the report suggests? And outside of the EU, what does data tell us about VAT compliance levels in other countries? Curious to hear your thoughts.